Ben Mutz from Ben Mutz Golf. Today I'm going to teach you how to read greens based off my methodology from my book, Golf Putt to Par, and then we're going to get into the chipping section later. Okay, golf's 50-yard and in club. That's going to come at a completely different segment. So here's what I want you to do. Stick with me, hit subscribe, hit like. I'm going to teach you how to read greens. Keep it simple, stupid, and that's what you're going to learn today. Let's go. Hello, I'm Ben Mutz from Ben Mutz Golf. Today we're going to teach you how to read greens. And first of all, we're going to start out what it's to read a green when the putt is going straight downhill and straight uphill. Now remember, in putting, there's three actually positions that the green can actually go. It's going to be completely flat, uphill, or downhill. So if you go to my YouTube, hit subscribe and hit like, you're going to see already two videos, long videos on my putting. One is actually how we actually hold the putter and how we make the putting stroke. And the other one, you're going to see 7 yellow buckets. That's on distance control, where you learn how to control distance by using the body part number 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. Now, here's what's going on here. This is a 15-yard putt right here, okay? So this is going downhill. So in the way that I'm going to start teaching you how to read greens is that every 2 yards, you're going to start asking yourself one of 3 questions. Is it completely flat? Is it completely uphill or downhill? Now in this particular case here, I'm going to teach you how to read a green here. So this is 15 paces. So yes, you have to pace off your putt before you make a putt. In my methodology, it takes about 30 seconds. So 15 paces. So the first 2 yards, 1, 2, you're going to ask yourself, is this going uphill or downhill? So this is downhill. Now instead of this being a 15-yard putt, now this is a 14-yard putt. Another 2, 13-yard, 12, 11, 10, 9. So we're going to talk this will be about a 7-yard putt. So that's going to be 2 yards past 5. Now listen to me very close here. What I'm going to do here, I have a couple golf balls. Now, really haven't time to warm up here. I'm at the beautiful golf course Cog Hill in Lamont, Illinois. I know this course intimately. I've been here a million times in my life. The home of the famous Dubs Dread by the Jemsick family, a gem public golf course in the Chicagoland area. So this is going to be a 15-yard putt. So I'm going to actually knock off and subtract some of my body parts. Just go 2 past 5, right palm off, left inner thigh, check. Okay, 2 past 5, check, dimple on the ball, back and through. I would make that putt. We're going to watch that ball just trickle down to the hole right there. Now that's a wonderful 2-putt right here. So remember, one of my favorite websites is the game of golf is a game of 2-putt. So if this is going downhill, and now if you keep following along here, Greg, that now if I'm going uphill, all I'm going to do is I'm going to add. Instead of this being a 15-yard putt, it's now going to be a 22-yard putt. Now listen to me very closely. What happens here is that my methodology, I completely dispel the theory about feeling and touch. So I'm going to stand there and try to get a feeling and touch. Remember, putting is a simple mathematical equation. How far the putter face goes back at what tempo is what makes the ball go the necessary distance. That's it. There's 2 ingredients. So if you make a successful putt, that means you took the putter face back the proper distance at the proper tempo. Now, what I do is we do not look at the putter face, how far the putter face is going back. In my 2 ingredients, the body part, which I'm going to show you a chart here, is my right palm starts off my left inner thigh and goes back to certain body parts. So the 7 body parts that you're going to master, the right palm starts off the left inner thigh, check. For a 3-yard putt, it goes to your left testicle. 5-yard putt, your right testicle. 10-yard putt, your right inner thigh. 15, the middle of your thigh. 20 is your outer thigh. 25 is the middle of your outer thigh. And your 30-yard putts is right to your hip joints. So I created a 30-yard, 90-foot putting system that creates what is called one tempo. So what's the difference between my putting method and what you've been trying to do with other teachers is that I have a one tempo putting system. Now here's what I mean. What I'm going to do with this putt over here is an up. So typically what happens, the student will say, I'm going to hit it harder, okay? So my question is, how hard is hard and how soft is soft? So right palm off, left inner thigh, check. 2 past 20, check. Dimple on the ball, back and through. Now I created the distance, so watch that ball roll out there, okay? So the game of golf is a game of 2-putt. I did not sit there and actually wiggle the putter around trying to feel how hard I'm hitting. It's a system. There are 2 ingredients, how far the putter face goes back and at what tempo. Remember, I've created a 1-tempo system. Now, how do we create that system? The words we're going to use to do that are the words back and through. So what we don't do, we don't sit next to the putt doing this. Gee, let me get the feeling. Okay, then you go up to the putt, and then sometimes if you're doing this, which I know you are, you lose the feeling, and then you say, the heck with it, I'm just going to hit it anyway. That's called guesswork. So in my methodology, I'm making you aware of what you're attempting to do, so therefore when you succeed, it's called learning, and when you fail, it's called learning. So here's a simple fact. I know I have this putt. I walked it off through experience. Every 2 yards, I'm going to ask myself, okay, is the putt going uphill, downhill, okay, or is it flat? Now, I determined this is going uphill every 2 yards. I did the calculations from a 15 pace, a 15-yard putt, to make this a 22-yard putt. So the only thing I'm doing is I'm taking my left thigh, two past my body part number 20, get over the golf ball, dimple on the golf ball, 2 past 20, dimple on the ball, and back and through, okay? So I can sit here all day long like if I'm making layups in a basketball court, okay? All right, making the game of golf is a game of 2-putt. Right palm off left inner thigh, check, 2 past 20, check, dimple on the ball, back and through. And again, I've controlled the distance beautifully just by doing this. So let me just do a couple more here. So remember, this is going uphill. Now we're going to go downhill. So in this case right here, like I said before, I'm going to change the distance from this being a 15-yard putt. So if this is a 15-yard putt on a flat surface, I take my right palm off my left inner thigh to the middle of my thigh. But now I'm going to change the distance, make this the body part number 7, which is 2 past 5. So watch me very closely. Right palm off left inner thigh, check. 2 past 5, check. Dimple on the ball. Back and through, okay, and that ball's going to roll down there nicely. Keep going, ball. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Now this is a slippery slide, this is a beautiful putting green here at Dubs Dread. If you live in the Chicagoland area, this is by far the absolute best putting green in Illinois. Why? The PGA Tour, when they came out here, when Dubs carried the Western Open, then the BMW Open, they redesigned this putting green for the touring pros. So this is my favorite place to actually practice putting here. Right palm off left inner thigh, check. 2 past 5, check. Dimple on the ball. Back and through, okay? So again, I'm controlling the distance just by taking the putter face back a certain distance based on my reach. So that went too far, okay? So I made a mistake. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna recalculate my mind and ask myself, what did I do incorrectly? Did I take the putter face back too far, or was my tempo too fast? I'm going to say my tempo was too fast. So now I'm going to make an adjustment of learning instead of sitting here just practicing over and over and over again. And what happens here, but typically speaking, when someone wants to get better at putting, they'll throw 3 balls down, they'll make 3 putts. Put 3 balls down, make 3 putts, and they walk away not knowing how far they are from the ball to the hole. So the learning process in that is about 0. So again, I'm going to make changes right here. Right palm off left inner thigh, check. 2 past 5, check. Okay, dimple on the ball, and I'm going to change the tempo, and I'm going to see if I can actually make this one. 2 past 5, dimple on the ball, and back and through. Okay, that's going to be a Jim Dandy. Get there tight. Keep going there, 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 keep going there. Woo! Just misses. And remember, in the next segment here of the video that we're going to actually combine everything, I'm going to teach you how you read greens when it's not a flat putt. Remember, every single putt, okay, it's flat, uphill, or downhill. Okay, that's it. So your calculations, what I'm going to do in the next segment is teach you how to not read a curvature, but to read a straight line. And this is going to be a game changer for you. Remember, stay tight, because the green reading of what I'm actually going to be teaching you is coming up in this next segment. Do not leave. Remember, hit subscribe, hit like, go to my past videos on putting. You'll see the 7 buckets. You're talking about how you actually make what I call the pure motion putting stroke with the right palm dominant putting stroke. Beautiful day here in Lemont. I have not been out here in years. This was my home course growing up when I was a child. Okay, I came from a blue-collar family, and my uncle would bring me out here once a year to play the famous Dubs Dread with the white sands. It was so exciting when I was a kid coming out here. All right, until next segment, I'll see you next time. Hi, Ben Mutz again, back here, phase 2 of your green reading. My book's on Amazon. I go through this in complete detail of actually how to read greens based on my method. I'm going to show you some charts here later on. I'm going to put them on this YouTube post right here, the charts like actually how to read a green and the body part. Now we're going to talk about putts that are not completely flat, that are not completely straight uphill, or completely downhill, which are what? 99.9% of our putts. So I put this prop up here, this little orange stick of what I'm going to teach you what is called to look for the gravity point, okay? All right, then I'm going to aim to. So ball number 1, okay, is ball number 1, and I'm going to aim to what is called point B, which would be this orange stick. Now come on down over here, please, okay? All right, now what happens here is that this ball's obviously not going to go straight. So what happens is a lot of golf instructors are talking about looking for what's called the parabola, the arc, and apex. And I had one of my students, her name was Jennifer, wonderful, wonderful high school golfer. And she came to me for a golf lesson. I said, Jennifer, read this putt. And she got back over here and she's going like this. I said, Jennifer, what are you doing? She goes, I'm not really sure. My teacher told me to look for some sort of arc. And I said, well, if you find that arc, then what do you do? She goes, well, I try to guess how hard I've got to hit it to that arc. And so what I'm doing here is I'm taking all this guesswork out of it. So in my methodology, there's no such thing as a curved putt, but every single putt's going to be a straight line. I'm going to teach you how to read what's called a gravity line. So I'm going to show you over here, okay? All right, so for this particular putt right here, where the white ball is, okay, this would be called the gravity line. Now what that really means is this. If I point the ball from point A to point B, okay, gravity is going to take the ball down to the hole. So this would be the gravity line for this putt. Now, if I drop this ball here and that ball goes there, that's not the gravity line. If I drop the ball here and the ball goes there, that's not the gravity line. So there's one gravity line, okay, per putt. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to teach you how we do this. Say I'm playing golf with you, and I hit a beautiful, beautiful iron shot, and I'm this far away from the ball to the hole. The very first thing I do is I don't even go to the ball, is I get below the hole, and I'm looking for what is called this gravity line to putt to. So I'm going to point A to point B, and the only thing I'm looking for is a gravity line. Now, how do we guarantee that, or how do we give ourselves an educated guess? I'm going to give you some visuals on that. Imagine a thing of water in your landscaping come rushing down to the hole. That would be your gravity line. Then you need to pick what is called your gravity point. Now, this is where the educated guess comes in. So if this is a flat putting surface, and this is the hole, there would be no gravity point, because it's completely flat putt. If this little goes up just a tad, the gravity point would be closer to the hole. If it goes up higher, the gravity point, or where you're aiming, is going to be higher. If it goes higher, the gravity point is going to be higher. So watch what I'm going to do right here. So I choose, okay, I get below the hole, I see what is called the gravity line, then I'm going to pick a gravity point, and I put this orange stick down as a prop. Then I actually go from here, now listen very closely, and I walk the ball from my gravity point, not walking in anyone's line, so I walk it off. I'm going to wash this out. Here's the 10-yard putt. Now watch what I do here. I'm going to take my right palm off my left inner thigh and take it back to my right inner thigh, and I'm going to be aiming for what is called the gravity point. Now watch what happens here. Right palm off left inner thigh, check. Right palm to right inner thigh, check. Dimple on the ball, back and through. Okay, now watch. The ball is going to go towards the gravity point. It's never going to get to the gravity point. It's going to start its descent down the hole. Now, was that a good putt? Yes, it was, because the game of golf is a game of two putt. So for instance, I'm going to do it again here. And let's say if I'm practicing, I'm making an adjustment. So now I'm going to go just a little bit inside that orange stick here. Right palm off left inner thigh, check. Right palm to right inner thigh, check. Dimple on the ball, back and through. Remember, back and through is the timing and tempo. That's going to be a better putt. That has a chance of going in. So what I'm doing here is I'm not looking for a curvature here. That's all guesswork. Now, some of the other methods that are out there, we see, of course, aim point, which is on the PGA Tour. Great method, great idea, great concept for sure. We have other ideas of looking for the arc. Nice concept, nice idea. What I'm doing is I'm trying to keep this simple for you. Okay? If you hit subscribe and hit like and continue watching my videos, I have 2 previous videos on my YouTube channel about distance control and how you actually hold the putter with your right palm to make what is called a pure putting stroke. But right here, I just actually created this distance, okay? Distance control. These are 2 putts without going through what is called a feel and touch there. So we're going to do this here. Okay? Take a couple balls here. I'm going to walk back 5 yards, okay? Okay, 1, 2, okay, so now I'm going to add this to my body part number 15. Right palm off left inner thigh, check. Right palm the middle of my right thigh, check. Dimple on the ball, so I'm going to be aiming to my gravity point, okay, which is that orange stick. Right palm off left inner thigh, middle of right thigh, check. Dimple on the ball, back and through, okay. Now watch, so all I did there was the math. Now the game of golf is a game of 2 putt, okay. That actually could have went in if the ball wasn't there. Now watch me again. Right palm off left inner thigh, check. Right palm in the middle of my right thigh, check. So all I'm doing is the math. Now remember, in the Mutz method of golf instruction and putting, there's 2 ingredients. How far the putter face goes back and at what tempo. That's it. So how far the putter face goes back is the simple part. I'm going to give you the charts, the 7 body charts, that you actually look at that and you study the 7 body charts. The timing and tempo is back and through. That's the hard part. But I'm giving you hope, because here's what's going on in your putting game right now. You'll have a putt like this and you'll stand back there trying to get the feeling and touch. Okay? In reality, it's simply this. There's no such thing as an existing feeling or an innate feeling. You've never experienced the same feeling twice in your life. That's why you're guessing. You're standing over a putt, you're trying to make a putt, and you hit it, and you're guessing. Therefore, when the damn thing goes in the hole, you don't know why, and when it doesn't go in the hole, you don't know why. So I decided here I'm going to hit the body part number 15. I'm using the orange stick as my prop. That's where I'm aiming. So that's my gravity point, point A to point B. The hole doesn't exist. Right palm off left inner thigh check. Right palm in the middle, right thigh check. Dimple on a golf ball. Back and through. Okay. Again, that's another good putt because that's a 2 putt. Okay, I'm going to grab one more. Okay, and I'm going to go back actually 5 more yards. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so this is going to be a body part number 20. Okay, I'm going to aim to the orange stick right there. Right palm off left inner thigh check. Right palm the right outer thigh check. Dimple on the golf ball. Here we go. Concentrate, focus. Dimple on the ball and back and through. Okay, very good. That's going to be a Jim Dandy putt. So that's the game. But go, slow down, get it. Oh, close. Okay. So what I've done here is I'm teaching you, okay, to stop looking at arcs. You know, and I love the idea with aim point where the person stands there and get the feeling so like what kind of degrees are in their feet. And, you know, unless you want to quit your job, okay, come out every single day and do this every single day. Remember, people that do this for a living, they're looking for an edge, okay. I had a product on the PGA Tour in 1994 as a part of grip, okay, and trust me, these guys are phenomenally talented at what they're doing here. They're looking for an edge when it comes to putting. I'm trying to keep this simple for you. Now, here's the reality, and here's the end of this. Do you have the ability to below the hole, okay, to look for what is called a gravity line, then choose a gravity point, walk the ball off from the gravity point to your ball, choose a body part number, okay, and then hit that body part while you're saying back and through. Do you have that physical ability? You bet you do. I don't care if you shoot 130 or if you shoot 67. Everyone has the same ability to actually hit a body part. So the key of this whole deal is I'm teaching how the mind controls the body. Right palm off left inner thigh to right inner thigh. Now I'm going to do a putt here because I want to try and make one just for the heck of it. I haven't made one. Right palm off left inner thigh check. Okay, boom, this is body part number 20. Here we go. There's a nice slope there. All right, get myself set, focus. Okay, there's my aim point, the orange rod there. Right palm off left inner thigh check. Right palm and right outer thigh check. Dip the golf ball. And back through. That's going to be a Jim Dandy. That's going to be a beautiful 2-putt right there. Watch where this ball tracks down to that hole. Beautiful. That's a 2-putt. Excellent. Very good. Okay. Until next time, remember, my methodology is simple. Get my book. It's on Amazon. Read it. It's 378 pages of putting. Okay, it's absolutely going to lower your putting stroke average. My second golf book, Golf's 50-yard and in club. We're going to be talking about that in the next segment. So this is sort of the beginning of the putting segment of how you read greens. Stop guessing. Stop standing over the golf ball trying to get a feeling of how hard you hit the golf ball. Because right now, if you have an uphill putt, your mind says I'm going to hit it harder. If you have a downhill putt, your mind says hit it softer. So the definition or the world of psychology that I live in is how hard is hard and how soft is soft. The answer is you don't know that question. Now, once you determine the body part number, what you're focusing on is what? The back and through, back and through, back and through. Next time, hit subscribe, hit like, and let's go.